Hey fam, it's your boy N and we are back for the new update, aka Naruto Light and Sasuke Shadow, as they just dropped. Now we did have them as the second alternative to Ashura and Indra being dropped today in yesterday's video. So we were half right, half wrong, but it seems like they went with Naruto and Sasuke again. Now I know some people are not going to be happy about that, but hey man, it is what it is. We're going to go over the kit real quickly. We're going to go over the jutsu and animations effects. Now I did sort of go over it a bit before making this video, so I have a decent understanding about how they perform and work so far. I will say that because they are new, because they have been released after the last, their effects alone are among the best, right? So that makes them very good off the get-go. However, the kit animations off the bat, in my opinion, thus far, don't make them a must summon. Are they worth it? Yes, but are they a must summon? In my opinion, so far, no. And if I had to choose between the last and Sasuke and Naruto Light and Shadow, I would pick the last any day. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But without further ado, let's get started. Oh, but I will say though, a Naruto Light's final four potential for defense is very good. So both Naruto and Sasuke ignore revive. They have revive cancel on the EX, which already makes them a good main and a good defender. The only thing I don't like about Naruto's animation is that it's very fast and I don't see much multiple hits. So it's very similar towards a Minato V1. So it could be easy to dodge, but with the effects besides the animation, I'd probably rate this like an 8-9. And effect wise, you'll see why it's good. Now his lumber break is very interesting. You'll see that he actually starts with a run, which is very similar to Naruto the Last, but it is longer. And then he also lays out a damaging area with a few shockwaves from Rasengans, I believe. Now, because the run at the beginning is longer, you could see it as a bad thing or a good thing. It really depends. The only thing I don't like about it is that because the run is so long, the time difference or the lag between him activating the jutsu and the jutsu final hits taking effect is a bit longer, which could leave him open to taking a EX ultimate or attack from an enemy, which could put him in harm's way or something like that. But the range and jutsu effects is extremely good. It could really make it hard for the enemy to breathe in Final 4. As you'll also notice, he gets invincibility straight away, and it is a team effect, I believe. So there's plus and minuses, but overall, I'll rate that a very good move. It's just that the run is a bit long in the beginning, which is the only thing that I don't like about it. But the range again is insane, and it could be very tough in Final 4 with this just continuously trying to trap you, etc. So his 4-star is almost exactly the same as his limit break in the sense that it has a amazing a radius range. It also sets up a damaging area. It can make moving around in Final 4 very hard for the enemy, right? But again, the time lag between the activation and when the final hits land is a bit longer than what you'd want. But again, in Final 4, it's not just one Shinobi, it's 3 others. So let's say, for example, you have Naruto Light, then you have Naruto Final Valley, KOM Naruto to support him in terms of the protective side, and he can spam his range attacks, etc. So yeah, he can definitely be a force to be reckoned with in Final 4. Okay, so let's go over his EX ultimate effects real quick and see what it is about. So teams up with Sakura, causes massive damage to enemies, ignores revive, so revive cancel, greatly decreases the enemy's CP when they are defense Shinobi, etc. Inflicts enemies with seal and slowed movement, increases enemies ninjutsu cooldown times, massive, 2 seconds invincibility strip, gives the user invincibility, boosts the EX gauge of all allies on the same floor. Okay, that's cool. Gives you the user's CP back, gives them damage nullification, so that already makes him a good main. Adds to his defense stats. Damage nullification is always good at level 15. The durations and buffs are increased, obviously. So yeah, very good EX effects. The one thing I noticed though is that he does not have a revive buff it seems. He does get a half due to cooldown time, and he does ignore some invincibility, seal effects, etc. But I don't see him having a revive buff though. So he ignores revive, but he doesn't seem to have revive though. So that's interesting. So his new lumber break, it dashes forward, slashes the surrounding with a chakra blade, uh, causes highly accurate damage. Hugely decreases the enemy's CP. Emphasis on hugely. We've only had greatly, I believe. So now we have hugely. I'm not really sure the difference between the hugely and greatly CP reduction. So that's interesting. But you'd have to have the Q to test out and see. It strips confusion resistance at large, so that's 30%, increases ninjutsu cooldown times, negates stats with highly accurate damage, which is evasion strip, increases the evasion rate of all allies on the same floor as well. So yeah, that's pretty good team effects so far, and makes them invincible for a set period of time. So again, very good final four effects, I think. um uh, um uh Reduce the enemy's seal and slow movement resistances as well. Medium, which equals large, which equals 30%. So he strips seal and confusion resistance at 30%, which is very good. At level 15, the motivation is increased, durations, um, and the amount of temporary damage reduction equal to 40%, which means after he uses his lumber break, he will take 40% less damage from whatever other move the enemy throws at him, but it still means he will take damage from an EX ultimate and most likely die. I don't want people to confuse that and think he's always protected if he uses his lumber break, but still that's overall very good. And then for his lumber break effects, plus 3 is the main thing that you want to be looking at. Plus 1 and 2, I mean, the typical stuff and stats. Uh, so plus 3, 8 seconds invincibility strip, 25 seconds immunity strip, obviously very good. Decreases how long the enemy has damage reduction by 10 seconds. So his limit break also strips damage reductions. So for example, a Shinobi like Sasuke the Lost, whose limit break provides or increases his damage reduction, those will then strip that effect. That's a very nice feature for, again, final 4. Cooldown time effect is increased, so the enemy can't use a jutsu as fast. Very good. So when they say effect medium, that's 20%. So for example, if they add, if the lumber break gives confusion and let's say seal resistance at a medium, that means they're adding 20% added resistances. If people don't know, fills up the user's EX gauge 100% and makes user wait what? Fills up. Oh, only when the user's HP is 20% or lower. I thought that's for every usage. So when his HP is 20% or lower, one use of his limit break will fill up his EX gauge or his EX purple red bar, and that will end after one time. So I mean, that's not a bad feature to have. And then lastly, his new 4-star causes damage that ignores nature resistances. Very nice. Greatly decrease the enemy CP. So greatly decrease the enemy CP, not usually. When they are defense Shinobi. Inflict enemies with confusion and seal. So his 4-star inflicts enemies with confusion and seal. His limit break strips those resistances. Increases the ninjutsu cooldown times as well, both on his limit break and his 4-star. 4 seconds invincibility strip, 10 seconds immunity strip. Decreases damage reduction by 5 seconds as well on his 4-star. That's crazy. Turns allies on the same floor invincible as well. So great team effects, great stripping effects, man. His effects are really good. increases the user's accuracy medium, so level 8 large, I believe. Damn, man, his effects are really good. So again, so far out of Naruto and Sasuke, I do believe that Naruto is the MVP or the man of the match in this case scenario. Um, his lumber break strips evasion, has team effects like invincibility, strips confusion and seal. What else am I missing? Uh, decreases the enemy CP. Emphasis on hugely, but again, I'm not really sure the difference between hugely and greatly because hugely is a new feature, I believe. And I mean, his 4-star also has good team effects, good stripping abilities. Both his lumber break and his 4-star increases the enemy's ninjutsu cooldown times. His lumber break has team evasion, uh, reduces the amount of damage he takes. At +3, gains various effects. Man, it's a really good package overall. And then most importantly, both his lumber break and his 4-star has a large radius effect. um the range is really good, can make it very hard to breathe and move around in final four. Overall, I think he's definitely a final four meta shinobi, and because he came after the last units, his effects are top tier. So yeah, very happy with his kit, to be honest with you. And now that I'm reading it, I'm getting more excited about it. But personally, I'm still not going to summon because I have no resources. But again, if you guys are looking for Final Four Shinobi and would like to try something out or new, I think this will be a very good option for you. Um, and I think he can be used as a main as well. He has EX Revive Cancel, Damage Nullification, and again, good team effects. So yeah, he's a very good overall Shinobi. Now with my boy Sasuke, I think he has good effects. I like his EX and his damage area. But the rest of his kit and animations, I feel like it is a bit underwhelming. But we'll still go over it and let's take a look together. Now, what I like about his X ultimate is that it sets up a damaging area, which could again help him for defense purposes, but also as a main and gate crash that can always come in handy. Plus, it has revive cancel as well. Now his lower break is underwhelming to me. I think it's more set up to be like a main lunge type move, you know, to evade traps and air traps and stuff like that. But like as a defender and overall supportive unit, I think it's a bit underwhelming. There's not much of a damage area, if any. Not sure about the damage output because he is a orange type, I believe, so can't be that high. And again, there's no damage area. There's no real emphasis or oomph, you know. But yeah, I'm not overly impressed with this little break. So I do like his 4 stars animation. He uses his Amaterasu with like the universal pull type thing. Now the only thing that I don't like about is that there's no direct hit between the start and the middle, I think. So depending on when it hits the enemy, they might be able to use a jutsu in between or before that 4 stars final hit. So it could maybe, you know, leave a gap for the enemy potentially ult you, but you know, we're just nitpicking. But overall, I mean, I do like his 4-star. I think it's good, and it seems like he gets evasion from it as well. So for his EX ultimate, causes massive damage that ignores revive, so revive cancel, as I said. Also usually decreases the enemy CP on his EX, so that's nice. Increase enemies with paralysis seal, 2 seconds invincibility strip as well. um Receives damage nullification as well, so again that aids for him being a main and for and boosts his defense stats, you know. uh Adds the effect increases each resistances. um Medium, I think. Yeah, medium and level 8 large something, level 15. And the rest of the buffs increase the duration and stuff like that. So yeah, very good EX effects, I would say. But like a Naruto Light, he also seems to not have a revive buff, but he does have his next EX reload time is halved with a full bar, and he does ignore some invincibility and inflicts enemies with seal, paralysis, etc. Okay, for his lumber break, causes highly accurate damage. So highly accurate damage decreases the enemy CP when a defense Shinobi usually as well. So usually strip CP on his lumber break. Inflict enemies with paralysis, medium, negate stats with highly accurate damage. So that's evasion strip as well. Um, increases user's defense. Makes them invincible. Reduces CP damage they take. Increases ninjutsu cooldown time for enemies. Um, he also has damage reduction by 30%. And then turns to 40% at level 15. So effect wise, that's good. I did not see any resistance strip on his lumber break, but he does cause paralysis, etc. on his lumber. So for his lumber break effects, we are mainly looking at +3, because that's the main game changer. Man, I've been talking for a very long time. Uh, by the way, a small boost is 10% if you did not know. So 8 seconds invincibility strip, 25 seconds immunity strip, also 10 seconds damage reduction. Medium, which is a 20% boost, increases the user's EX resistances. I think large will turn to huge. Yeah. If, hold up. Increases user confusion 100% in silver and paralysis resistance 100% when entering battlefield. Ends after 10 seconds. So, it's not worth it, guys. Focus on having base 130% resistances, etc. Then for his 4-star, ignores nature resistances, greatly decreases the enemy CP, decreases the attack power and paralysis resistance. So paralysis resistance strip is on his 4-star. He causes paralysis on his lumber break, strips 4 seconds invincibility, 10 seconds immunity, damage reduction 5 seconds, increases the user's evasion rate large, level 8 huge, makes them invincible as well. Sets of trap, negates enemy stat increases. So not too bad. This was actually short and sweet in terms of the explanation and stats and buffs. So I think he covered everything you need to have as a decent overall good unit, right? Now as a whole, guys, I stand by what I said in the sense that I think the last units have the edge over these units that just came out. However, the exception being that I believe Naruto Light has very good potential in Final 4. So it's just a matter of what do you need more and can you afford it? Do you have the resources? Can you spend money and whatnot? That's something that you have to decide for yourself. And again, I'll say that Naruto Light is the MVP and extremely worth it in my opinion, especially for Final 4. Sasuke is decent enough to be good, and with his new effects, that obviously puts him in a high category, but I'm not as impressed with him. But again, he's still worth it, and it's really up to you. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a very long video and a very long speech, so I might be talking funny here and there, so please do understand. Thanks for watching. Peace out.